risk, but Firebat Hero with quick reflexes is able to drop back, and this barracks might actually get some good sight in for Firebat Hero, even if he loses it. I'm sure he's got more than enough factories at this point to supply his forces, and I'm not sure what Firebat here was, or Flash was building that. I think a missile turret, maybe another command center if he really thought that he could go and take this. Looks like he's going to try and drop the natural expansion. He's dropping a lot of forces there. There's mines going off as well, and I can't tell. I don't know if this is going to be successful for Flash. Yes, it is. Counter drop coming in for Flash, for Firebat Hero, though. This is absolutely hectic. If Firebat Hero loses this, Flash is going to get a pretty significant lead right now. I think Flash could get a big lead. No, Firebat Hero able to hold just barely. Not with a lot of forces, certainly, but Flash unable to really get a good foothold in there, and Firebat Hero bringing SCVs off the line to get slaughtered, and they're just gonna die. Yeah, they just all died. Very confused there. Not sure why those SCVs were very, very late. Firebat Hero should have just sent them home. And Firebat Hero is actually going to lose that engineering bay. And that's an odd little thing, but it could end up being quite significant, because that means that Firebat Hero can't produce any dropships to defend the base at the top right until he rebuilds an engineering base. So that could actually Firebat Hero might actually have to pay a little bit of a price for that, and may be susceptible to another drop or two in locations that he otherwise would not be. It looks like Flash is going to be able to successfully take this area and maybe build a command center here if he can just do a little bit more. Oh, wow, that mine doing a lot of damage, taking out a tank and a Goliath, and then some more mines taking out another Goliath. So it looks like Firebat here getting some good economical damage done with those mines, whereas we haven't seen Flash's mines do much of anything. I don't know if he's really even placed very many. He hasn't even bothered to eliminate the spider mine at the 6 o'clock position to better place his command center. I guess he just doesn't think it's worth his time? I don't know. It seems like it would only take one Vulture and a Scan to do it. He's got more than enough command centers. And Goliath's actually able to pick off another Wraith as well. And a command center is going to be dropped here, but Firebat here is going to try and drop it, but now those tanks are just going to die to a drop coming in by Flash, a huge drop coming in by Flash. He loses one dropship, but he's going to destroy a lot of forces here. And that base at the top right, that would be about the 2 o'clock position, is going to go down. Firebat Hero is going to have to transport some troops there extremely quickly if he wants to save, and I don't think he's going to be able to. He has some dropships there, but Flash's forces are unsieged, and here they come. Now they're going to siege back up, and now they're kind of susceptible to a drop. But the thing is that I just don't think Flash has too many Goliaths right now. But Firebat Hero coming in with some ground forces as well instead of just his aerial forces, and it looks like he's going to be able to with take this down with SCV. So he's going to save the base at the 2 o'clock base, and Flash has a couple tanks left over at the 3 o'clock base, and but if Firebat Hero decides to push on it, then no, I don't think he's going to have time to push on it before dropships come back into play for Flash. So now we're seeing both players just constantly bringing dropships into this area. I think the game is going to turn once one player decides to send those dropships somewhere else, able to do significant damage, and somehow able to hold off here on the right side of the map. And that's going to be a turning point. If either player can do something like that, that is going to be absolutely huge, and really could become a game-winning move. I don't know who's going to be able to do it. I don't know how they're going to be able to do it, but I think that's going to be one way for this game to really change. Because right now we've got both players on 6 bases, I believe. I assume the mains are mined out, the naturals are close to mined out, but they're on equal number of bases. And the fight really has gone to the right side of this map. Firebat Hero has established himself on the left side of the map. Flash has established himself on the bottom of the map, and it doesn't look like Flash is really interested in hitting the base on the left side. So both players choosing to devote a lot of the resources to the fight on the right side. I don't know. I'm curious as to see when if either ever decides to change the venue of attack. Doesn't look like Flash seems interested in that at all. His dropships seem to be in that area at all times. I'm actually curious what the weapons upgrades are. I haven't been paying close attention to those. Next time we see them click on some tanks or vultures, I'll let you know. It looks like 3 attack upgrades for Flash. And for Firebat Hero, we've got... They're not going to click on it quite yet. Flash has a ton of tanks in there, ladies and gentlemen. He's got like 10 tanks there defending that base. Firebat Hero can try and go in for a drop that could be somewhat successful, but of course, Flash has dropships ready to counter drop, and that could be really bad for him. I assume that both players are scanning this area constantly, going to counter each other with their tanks. They're going to be shooting on each other. And it looks like Flash, I think that's something like 7 dropships. That's just buttload of dropships. That's a huge dropship force. If you can fill all 7 or 8 dropships, I mean that's like a doom drop right there. That is doom drop quality forces. and I don't know where the engagement is going to happen. I'm really interested to see where the next drop from Flash comes. Flash is devoted heavily to these drop ships, and Firebat Hero is really trying to push on this 3 o'clock base. It looks like here comes Flash coming in with a huge drop, not dropping on the tanks. So, oh my lord, that is an absolute monster-sized drop. Flash is going to siege up before Firebat Hero, and he's going to get the first volley and doing a lot of damage here, but SCV is coming off the line for Firebat Hero, so I don't know how much damage Flash is really going to be able to do, and not too much. Luckily enough, though, or I should say importantly enough, Flash not losing troops there, even though he made the drop, and it was countered pretty effectively. It was a stalemate counter. It wasn't an actual destruction counter. Now it looks like Firebat Hero is going to try and push on the base, but I don't know how much success he's going to have. There's a lot of troops there for Flash, a lot of tanks, and Flash's tanks for some reason seem to be ineffective. I don't think they're able to. Oh wow! Flash's tanks can't hit Firebat Hero's tanks, but Firebat Hero's tanks can hit his command center. But Flash coming in with the drop, Firebat Hero coming in with the counter drop. Oh my lord! So many forces just dropped in there. It went from like having 100 side in that area to like 200. Jeez, so many troops there. And Firebat Hero looks like he has the advantage. Firebat Hero has more troops there. He's gonna take down that command center. He's gonna fall. Very unlikely that Flash is gonna be able to save it. He's gonna have to lift it. He's gonna have to lift it. Flash, you gotta lift. Flash, you gotta lift! Is it gonna live? Is it gonna live? So close. It looks like he's got enough SCVs repairing that he's gonna be able to keep it alive. Wow. Flash really needs to do something. That is 7, 8, 9 dropships? Jeez, Flash, how many dropships do you need? At some point, you could stop building dropships there, Flash. Jeez. And, yeah, that command center is gonna be just okay. It's just barely gonna survive here. Both players having huge dropship forces, both players devoting so many resources to the right side of the map. Firebat Hero even producing more factories. Would have thought that they would have been pretty much maxed out on the number of factories they need. And both players mining off so many bases that they can pretty much produce whatever assortment of army they wish, as long as they don't go for like battle cruisers. And his Flash transitioning to battle cruisers, I see 2 more starports going down. So either this is going to be a massive Wraith force to possibly take down all the drop ships and try and get a huge advantage that way, or it could be for battle cruisers and try and get into the endgame for a Terran endgame army. We'll see what that is. I suspect that it's going to be battleships or battle cruisers. Otherwise, he could probably produce enough Wraiths to really do the job out of 1 or 2 starports. He doesn't need to produce so many extra. But it looks like Flash may have actually stopped Firebat Hero. He may have stopped Firebat Hero's ability to hit his command center from outside of the natural of the 4 o'clock base. And the flange facility for Flash was floating around. I didn't see it drop. I'm watching it drop, and there's the physics lab. Yep, there's the physics lab. This is going to be for battle cruisers, and I don't know if Flash or Firebat Hero has scanned this at all. We'll see whether how he responds. He's still got a lot of Goliaths in the areas. But really, he really needs battle cruisers of his own, or cloaked Wraiths to really deal with. But that's really, you need to counter battle cruisers with lots of Goliaths. And here comes a huge drop by Flash. Gonna go for it right here. And this is gonna be interesting. Flash counter dropping some forces of his own in the area, and he looks like he's gonna be able to survive here. He's lifting off his command center, but I think he's actually gonna survive. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's absolutely gonna be able to survive there. Firebat Hero's drop really not doing that much, and Flash has to be pretty happy right now. He just took out a lot of troops for Firebat Hero. Both players just swapped huge chunks of army, and that almost is an advantage for Flash, because he was going to have to use some of his side capacity in order to produce battle cruisers, and now he doesn't have to worry about where he's going to attack next. Instead, he was able to have an effective defense. Now he can just rebuild some of those troops and transition into at least somewhat of a battlecruiser armory. And it looks like Flash is going to try and drop. Oh wow, he like tank dropped on top of tank bombs on top of Firebat Hero's tanks. And both players continuously reinforcing this area. Tons of tanks in the area. Flash, it looks like those dropships maybe are extraneous. They don't seem to be that full of units anymore. He's got to be loading up on battlecruisers right now. He's dropping that command center back down. I'm going to try and get some more economy out of this area. I suspect he's going to lose this base soon. Soon though, because he's devoting a lot of resources to battlecruisers.